Okay, so Verstappen, Leclerc, George Russell, they got one lap. I hope they bring the safety car in. Let them race.
We will finish the race behind the safety car.
Come on. It's clear, come on.
Yeah, copy.
It's a fifth consecutive.
What is going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a new video, and today we are going to take a look at the 2022 Italian Grand Prix at Monza. We're taking a look at the race highlights, what's going on this weekend, trying to enjoy a little family holiday, getting to see, you know, family, nieces, everything that I have not seen in a really long time, so I apologize for not having any videos up. We had no way to record it. I said all this in the qualifying highlights video, but for those that only wanted to see the Grand Prix reaction, here it is. We're going to take a look at this for the first time, the 2022 Italian Grand Prix. We have lots of good things on the channel in the pipeline. I know the content has been sort of thin lately. We're getting back to it. We're getting back to it, baby. But okay, we're going to take a look at the 2022 Italian GP highlights. Let me know what you guys think down in the description below on the race. I said it in the last video. I didn't know who all was getting grid penalties. Apparently Verstappen and Carlos Sainz both got grid penalties, and I think Checo as well. So a bunch of them are going to start from the back of the grid. Charles Leclerc had pole anyway, so he's going to start off on a great spot. I don't think it matters. I think Verstappen will still find a way to win, and it's disgusting if he does find a way to win yet again. He started from the back of the grid in the last race and just passed people like they weren't there. It's his season to lose. It really is. So I think he finds a way to win. I think Leclerc finds his way in. I said this in the last video as well. I think it'll be Checo P2, Charles 3P3, Jesus. And I said George Russell P4, because Lewis just doesn't seem all there at all. Like, I think he's phoned it in. But that's just my thought. Not Lewis hating here, but I do think he's phoned it in. I think George Russell has proven he's faster in this version of the Mercedes. Not a bad thing. They're both competing really well. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this race. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let's get into the video. As well, guys, you can find the original video down in the description below.
It's lights out and away we go. It's a good reaction from Charles Leclerc. It's a better reaction from George Russell, though. And Russell already alongside that Ferrari with Daniel Ricciardo ahead of Pierre Gasly, and Norris has lost places. Into the first corner we go. Charles Leclerc ahead of George Russell, who gets pinched and has to go over the rumble strips. Comes back on behind the Ferrari, and also going off Zhou Guanyu and Kevin Magnussen. The crowd roaring as the Ferrari leads.
Is that Lewis Hamilton starting on the back of the grid too? He's so screwed. He's so going to phone this in. There's no way.
Through the Curva Grande, and that's Max Verstappen right on the tail of Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri. Towards the next chicane we come now.
So Verstappen's already in
George
P5.
Russell leads Daniel Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly.
Guys. I don't even need to see the rest of the race highlights. I'm telling you right now, he's going to win the race. It's just a given. It's just, unless someone crashes into Max Verstappen. We're going to start this video off with a bang, because why the hell not? You will watch me drink water upside down if Verstappen doesn't win the race. I will do this on camera. I'll drink water upside down. That's how much I think he will get it. I thought he was starting like the back of the grid. No, he's starting what? He's already up to P5.
Right by him as they make their way through that chicane without too much trouble.
And Lando Norris, I was looking out the window of the commentary box, just bogged down. I think he went into anti-stall, went nowhere away from the start, and is trying to recover that immediately.
And already Fernando Alonso getting a bit bogged down behind Lando Norris too. There's Nick de Vries ahead of the Alfa Romeo of Zhou Guanyu. As into the Ascari chicane we go with Charles Leclerc from George Russell, from Daniel Ricciardo, and there is Max Verstappen up into 4th place. He started 7th. We're not even at the end of the first lap. He's already made up 3 places.
I got the water right here.
Here comes Max Verstappen on Daniel Ricciardo. That Red Bull has straight line speed, and he's showing it to great effect. Didn't really need the slipstream. He's already side by side with Daniel Ricciardo. Late on the brakes into that chicane. Max Verstappen is up into the podium places.
It's GG's.
The Parabolica not easy to follow close to the car in front, even with the changes in downforce and turbulent air this season.
So Leclerc is still setting good lap times then. If Ferrari get this right, they should be winning this race.
35 meters it was. Verstappen is gaining. It's down to under 20 meters. It's down now to absolute level. Pegging through to the chicane we go. Max Verstappen is ahead of George Russell, and he has put that Red Bull up into 2nd place. There goes Carlos Sainz on the Aston Martin of Sebastian Vettel. Wants the Ferrari, darling here at Monza this weekend, racing here for a final time and being overtaken by the Ferrari. 11th place now for Carlos Sainz, who is moving through the field very nicely indeed. Further ahead, there's a bit of a DRS train. There's one Aston Martin before the Parabolica, and there's one Aston Martin before the chicane. The carriage towards the rear is Carlos Sainz, and Sainz has got a bit more straight line speed than some. And as you can see, he is quickly closing down Fernando Alonso, and this is going to get a big round of applause from the Tifosi here, because Carlos Sainz is putting on something of a wonder show for Ferrari fans this afternoon.
Notice something not talking about Leclerc.
Vettel, who has found a gap in the arm coat to stop his car by. He is out of this race, and there's an Aston Martin stranded by the track.
Damn, that hurts. That struck a nerve right there. You hate to see Vettel go out like this.
Stop the car when it's safe.
So will they consider putting out a safety car, which will then mean we get a lot of pit stops?
Here goes Carlos Sainz on Pierre Gasly.
12 laps in,
meanwhile, puts his Ferrari into the top 5, and there's a virtual safety car, just a fraction of a second after he pulled off that overtake. The virtual safety car has been deployed. So Leclerc's coming in, Ted, and Mercedes are waiting for George Russell. George Russell is making his way down the main straight, so they've done the opposite, as it's now green flag. So Charles Leclerc will come out in third place.
With fresher tires,
he's going to have to babysit those a little bit to the end of the Grand Prix. Sainz comes through on Ricciardo.
And you can hear how much the fans are loving Carlos Sainz's action this afternoon. Fourth place now for Carlos Sainz.
He's hauling.
George Russell will be interesting now, because I don't see anybody out there really going that fast on the hard compound tyre. And it's mediums that have gone on to who was the leader, Max Verstappen.
Very difficult to follow closely behind the car in front, so he's going to have to make up those tenths of a second once more with a bit of help from DRS down the main straight.
Lewis is there, though.
He seems to have got a really good exit out of the Parabolica, and as you can see, is gaining on the Alpine. Now he's gaining. Is he going to go for it down the inside? Lewis Hamilton is. And before they apply the brakes into that first chicane, Lewis Hamilton is ahead and up into sixth place.
That Hamilton-Alonso beef continues, you know. It continues. We love to see that.
In for the soft tyres, he comes back out onto the track. Max Verstappen leads once again this race, 2.6 seconds. There is George Russell in the distance. Charles Leclerc comes out then ahead of George Russell. He's back out onto the track, Lando Norris. Now, is he going to stay ahead of his teammate Daniel Ricciardo? He's going to slot in, hopefully for McLaren, ahead of Pierre Gasly. This is really, really tight. Gasly goes through, and Lando Norris loses a place there to Gasly, and Lewis Hamilton on the scene says, thank you very much. I've got new soft tyres. I've got a lot more grip. I'll get past Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly. Dispatched earlier in that, on the previous lap, Nick De Vries, and Hamilton now up into seventh, motoring along quite nicely.
Latifi's also up there too.
Ricciardo under pressure from Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton up into sixth. Norris has got ahead of Pierre Gasly.
I didn't even see Fernando Alonso bowed out.
Leclerc's finally switched on those soft compound tyres, and there goes Lando Norris past his teammate Daniel Ricciardo and up into seventh place. And the Haas hasn't quite got the speed there down the straights to try and get past the Williams, but under braking, Schumacher locks up, trying to force his way through, gets very aggressive through that chicane. But
you see those two next to each other in a DRS train, you get a little worried. In
a very nice way. Mick Schumacher locked up, looked to have lost control a little bit, but he absolutely kept control.
Good stuff.
And he makes the place.
Yeah, it was good. And he locked the wheel, but he cranked some steering lock into
right
it.
Back at him,
but immediately gets repassed.
Yeah, Latifi right back
some
at
steering
him.
lock, and the car obediently turned into what's a very tight corner.
And this battle is going to continue on. Latifi got ahead and into the Lesmos. Mick Schumacher just gives it a little wiggle of the rear, and during that wiggle forces the Haas past Nicholas Latifi. Daniel Ricciardo got a problem. Yes, he has.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Lewis Hamilton retired at that very point. Now we are going to get a safety car.
It was probably the best we've seen Daniel Ricciardo. In my opinion, best we've probably seen. I don't know what the strategy actually played out for him, but okay. So Verstappen, Leclerc, George Russell, they got one lap. I hope they bring the safety car in. Let them race.
So we'll finish the race behind the safety car. Come on. It's clear. Come on. Yeah, copy.
It's a fifth consecutive win for Max Verstappen. Behind the safety car, he wins the Italian Grand Prix. He will stand on the podium at Monza for the first time in his Formula One career.
Very lovely, mate.
Great race set again.
It finished behind the safety car. It perhaps was an unsatisfactory end.
All of that to finish behind the safety car. Are you serious? Are you actually serious? That is so anticlimactic and dumb. That's so dumb. Let me know how you guys feel about that. I feel like that's so stupid. How many laps did they have, like, for time to clear Daniel Ricciardo? They just never did it? That blows my mind. Okay. Well, I did predict it correct. Max Verstappen found a way to win. Maybe he would have, maybe he wouldn't have, had they actually been able to race those last, what, 2 laps, 3 laps. But Carlos Sainz did a great job coming back. Lewis Hamilton did a great job coming back. George Russell, Lando Norris finds himself in his P6, P7 range where he normally is. Nick DeVries, I don't know who that is. What a baller. On his way in there with Joe. My guy Joe. But okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's so anticlimactic. I don't like that, but that's just me. Catch you guys later. Peace.